everyone, Jody from Bird Further Adventures here. Today we're going to join the Arizona Bronco group on the New River Trail. Stay tuned. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. We're hitting the New River Trail today. This is the first time on this trail. I've been pestering the hell out of Graham trying to get him to take us on this because I've heard good things about it. And it didn't disappoint either. It's a really fun trail. There's some areas to test yourself out. If you're not comfortable, there's bypasses. But as you'll see here, we do have quite a bit of fun ride obstacles to hit. One of the things I wanted to do with this video is I wanted to show you guys the difference from the roof-mounted GoPro Hero 9 Black to the Wolfbox bumper cam. A couple of things you'll notice is the Wolfbox, the color difference is definitely noticeable. You'll notice the GoPro footage, that's where you can see the lights on the roof at the bottom of it. I've not touched those. I've not touched those up at all. Now the Wolfbox, that video was pretty flat. Which it's not a huge deal for me because you just make a few minor tweaks on your Final Cut Pro or even your iPhone or your iPad. It makes it look just like, you know, just almost as good. The quality is pretty good. Now keep in mind the GoPro is shooting in 2.7K because it has the max lens on it. The Wolfbox front bumper camera itself is, I think, only 1080p. So it is a lower resolution, so just know that. But you can see right here, look at the true representation of the size of the ruts and the rocks. You don't get that from a dash-mounted GoPro or a rooftop-mounted GoPro. It just doesn't quite show the same depth in the amount of recess that these ruts have. Or the boulders for that matter. So you'll see that too as we go through this. So sit back and enjoy. We'll go through a lot of different examples here. If you have any questions or comments or have any observations you'd like to share, just please keep it civil. Please feel free to do so in the comments below. We'd be happy to get any feedback from you guys and get your opinions on what you see as the difference. Definitely a game changer in my opinion. I would suggest with Wolfbox eventually get a 4K camera for the bumper piece, which I'm sure they will. And also too, I would think that they would want to add a microphone to that camera because the only sound you can get from the front bumper camera is inside the cab. I will say this, if I didn't have the bull bar and the winch there and this thing was sitting on the actual bumper, the enhancement of the ruts you see here and the rocks would probably be a lot better. So if you guys have Broncos that don't have those things in your way, you can move this down even further. I don't know if I'd go under the bumper because you might hit it on a rock, but just make sure if you do, you put it in a safe location. Just want to point that out. Here's a good example of the depth perception off the camera's differences. So one thing you'll notice here is there are some annotations down the lower left corner of the screen from the Wolfbox. You can take those off. I just want y'all to know that. I leave them on because I like them. But if you wanted to have a cleaner image without that writing, you could definitely do that.
You got this? Down, stop down here.
Something to also note too is that if you wanted to put this bumper cam somewhere else higher, you could do that as well. You could try to go higher in the grill. You could even go on the rooftop if you wanted to, especially if you have like a light bar or roof rack. You could potentially position it up there. You just have to figure out how you're going to run the cable back down into the cab. Probably wouldn't be that hard. You just have to run it through the weather stripping, I'm assuming, or possibly drill a hole. Not something I would do, but just something to put out there. Okay, here's the biggest rock garden in the whole course. This is pretty intense. You see our friend Alex here, 904 Bronco on Instagram, good friend of ours. He's going first. Something to note though, I did speed up the film on these just because of the sake of time, because you do have to move through these pretty slow. I did not speed myself up, but I wanted to showcase some of our friends in the Arizona Bronco group. They are a great bunch of people, lots of nice people in that group, and definitely want to give them some love here. So just sit back and enjoy this, and then we'll slow it down when I go through it just so you can see it better, but it does take a while to get through here, so I want to be full transparency about that.
Little passengers, you climb this rock here. And then drivers, you come down over it. Nice and slow, don't want to be hard on your step, your rail. Driver. Right there. Rear's going to start climbing in a second. Try turn right up past her a little bit, see if you get some rear. Yeah, front lock, we might have to back you up a little bit. Yeah.
Mark just had to give you a little toe push.
Straight down, straight down. And a little bit passenger. Pretty straight like that. Graham, you got him? Oh, this guy's got 42s, I think. Little driver, there you go. Perfect. Little passenger, you climb this rock here. Yeah, front locker. Straight down. And a little bit passenger. Should be straight like that. Graham, you got him? Damn, Durker bushes.
So I did speed my drone shot up too. But just real quick note, as you know, it's probably in the other videos of me going through this. I did not have my front locker on. I was being a goofball. I was just thinking, well, let me see if I can try it without my front locker. I wanted to challenge myself a little bit. Obviously, that didn't work out too well with me. Put it on, zigzagged the steering wheel a couple times, and boom, I was right out of it. So anyway, you know, sometimes you just want to challenge yourself, see what you can do with less. You know, probably should have had them on. I think everybody else did, but you know, it's just one of those things. Yeah, he was talking about my rock reel. I said, I've got frame mounted sliders. I'm not worried about them. Nothing else to just pivot off of. But there you go.
Now you're about to climb in the rear, and then it'll be a steep drop, so take it nice and slow as you crest over this rock. About 6 inches before you start dropping, 40 inches. All right, you're at the top, it's going to start coming down nice and slow. Nice and slow. There you go. Perfect.
Ferocious beast. Good to have a mini. Looks like that. Yeah, it's a mini. It's a little bit smaller now. But it's a beautiful dog. He or she probably smells my dogs. I have 2 German Shorthair pointers. Another fine example right here of the difference in depth perception on where the cameras are mounted. So just something to note. As typical with most Arizona Bronco runs, we stopped off and took a little short break here, sat around and talked about our day and how much fun we're having. Well, as we close out here, I want to thank the Arizona Bronco group. I got to know these guys in the last year that after moving here, and great bunch of people, tons of fun. I really enjoy hanging out with them. Thank you all for inviting me to join you guys on this trail. This is one I desperately want to knock out. We had a really good group with us today. Not much fanfare. Everybody had a lot of fun. And if you're in the Phoenix area, whether you're just visiting or whether you're just kind of contemplating moving here or just moved here, reach out to the group on Facebook. You know, we do have runs pretty regularly. As the fall kicks up here, we're going to start doing runs quite frequently for the toy drive. They do a toy drive every year, and on their rides, they encourage people to bring unwrapped toys to donate to the Toys for Tots Foundation, and they're towards Christmas. So lots of fun. Highly recommend. We'll put a link down below to the Facebook group if you want to join. Also, as always, you know, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. We enjoy bringing this stuff to you. It is a lot of work. People don't realize how much time it takes to edit these films and put stuff together, even though it's not professional quality. And thank you to Wolfbox for being generous enough to supply us with the TriPro. If you want one, we got a link in the description below. Take it easy, guys.